The world trembled on the edge of a new darkness. One nation, driven by a monstrous ideology, amassed terrifying power. This was Nazi Germany. It cultivated a scientific prowess unmatched by its foes. Their laboratories buzzed with discovery. Their engineers crafted weapons of unprecedented lethality. Think of the V-2 rocket, a machine of vengeance, soaring silently through the stratosphere. It delivered death from unimaginable heights. This was the pinnacle of their dark genius. Jet aircraft screamed through the skies faster than anything the Allies possessed. New chemical agents, horrifying nerve gases, were developed in secret bunkers. These scientists were pioneers. They pushed the boundaries of human knowledge. The war ended. Europe lay in ruins. Cities were smouldering graveyards. Amidst this devastation, Allied intelligence teams fanned out. They sifted through the rubble. They searched for documents. They hunted for people. Their primary targets, Nazi scientists. The men who knew how to build the weapons of tomorrow. The secrets they held were deemed too precious to lose, and far too dangerous to fall into the wrong hands, specifically Soviet hands. The fear was palpable. The Soviet Union, once an ally, was rapidly becoming a rival. A new global struggle was dawning, the Cold War. If Stalin's regime acquired Germany's advanced rocket technology or its chemical warfare secrets, the consequences could be catastrophic. American military planners understood this. They knew they needed an edge these German scientists could provide. The hunt was on. The operation needed a new name, something less conspicuous than Overcast, which was too obvious. Thus, Operation Paperclip was born. The name itself was a piece of bureaucratic camouflage. It referred to the simple office fasteners. Paperclips were attached to the immigration paperwork of those scientists deemed desirable. These were the individuals whose Nazi pasts needed to be managed carefully. The Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, JIOA, was the engine driving this clandestine effort. Its agents worked tirelessly. They scoured records, they conducted interviews, they created new dossiers. The goal was to make these scientists acceptable for entry into the United States, to bypass existing immigration laws and presidential directives, ensuring their entry. Who were these men America coveted so desperately? They were not a monolith, they were individuals, each with a unique story, each with a specific skill set. The primary focus was on certain key fields. Rocketry was paramount. The V-2 had shown the world the terrifying potential of long-range missiles. Aerospace medicine was crucial for high-altitude flight and future space travel. Chemical weapons expertise, though horrifying, was also sought, as were specialists in aeronautics, electronics and materials science. The list of names grew. Over 1,600 German and Austrian scientists and technicians were eventually brought to the United States under Paperclip and its successor programs. Some names became famous, others remained in the shadows. Men like Wernher von Braun, the charismatic leader of the V-2 program. A star of controversy, and the case of Wernher von Braun. Among the Paperclip scientists, one name stands above all others: Wernher von Braun. His contributions to rocket science and space exploration are unparalleled, making him a towering figure in the annals of history. He was the rocket visionary, a man whose dreams reached beyond the confines of Earth. His work laid the foundation for modern space travel, and his influence is still felt today. The man who dreamed of spaceflight even as a boy. From a young age, von Braun was captivated by the stars and the possibility of exploring the cosmos. His early fascination with rocketry set him on a path that would change the world. His journey is a central thread in the Paperclip saga. From his early experiments to his pivotal role in the development of the V-2 rocket, von Braun's life is a testament to the power of ambition and innovation, a story of ambition, genius, and profound moral compromise. Von Braun's achievements in rocketry are marred by the ethical dilemmas he faced and the choices he made during his career. He was young, charismatic, and driven. His charm and intellect made him a natural leader, and he quickly rose through the ranks of the scientific community. He saw the Nazi Party not as an ideology to embrace, but as a resource. For von Braun, the party was a means to an end, a way to secure the funding and support he needed for his rocketry research. This research was costly. This pragmatic approach allowed him to pursue his dreams, but it also led to a dangerous alliance with a regime responsible for unimaginable atrocities. A dangerous Faustian bargain from the start. Von Braun rose rapidly. His technical prowess and visionary ideas earned him a prominent position within the German military's rocket program. He became the technical director of the German Army's Rocket Research Center at Peenemünde. Here he led a team of scientists and engineers in the development of the V-2 rocket, a weapon that would become infamous during World War II. He was the driving force behind the V-2. This rocket, while a marvel of engineering, was also a tool of destruction, used to terrorize civilian populations. This weapon, while technologically advanced, was built by slave laborers. The human cost of von Braun's achievements cannot be ignored. Thousands died in the horrific conditions of the underground Mittelwerk factory and the associated Dora-Nordhausen concentration camp. The legacy of von Braun is thus a complex tapestry of scientific brilliance and moral ambiguity. Like and subscribe now. The Soviet shadow remains a Cold War imperative. The Cold War was not a distant threat. It was an immediate, terrifying reality. The Soviet Union under Joseph Stalin was rapidly consolidating its power in Eastern Europe. The Iron Curtain, as Winston Churchill famously called it, had descended across the continent. Soviet scientists were also aggressively pursuing German technology. They too understood the value of Hitler's scientific legacy. They captured their own share of German researchers and engineers. They seized equipment and documents. A new arms race was underway. This geopolitical context transformed Operation Paperclip. It was no longer just an intelligence-gathering exercise. It became a strategic imperative, a vital component of America's Cold War strategy. New lives, old secrets of the scientists in America. Their arrival in America was shrouded in secrecy. Many of the first groups of paperclip scientists were taken to Fort Bliss, Texas. Others went to Wright Field in Ohio. Wernher von Braun and his core rocket team eventually settled in Huntsville, Alabama. This sleepy southern town would become a crucible of American rocketry. The Germans were initially kept isolated. Their movements were restricted. They were, after all, former enemies, men who had built weapons used against Allied soldiers. Life in America was a stark contrast to war-torn Germany. There was abundance, there was opportunity, but there was also suspicion. Beyond the rocket's glare lay Paperclip's hidden contributions. Wernher von Braun and his team achieved legendary status. Their expertise and relentless pursuit of innovation in rocketry were unparalleled. They were not just engineers, they were visionaries who saw the potential of space exploration long before it became a reality. Their work on the Redstone rocket, the Jupiter missile, and ultimately the mighty Saturn V propelled America into the space age. These rockets were not just technological marvels, they were symbols of a new era, representing the dawn of human space exploration. They were instrumental in the creation of NASA. Without their expertise and groundbreaking work, NASA might not have achieved its early successes. The establishment of NASA marked a significant milestone in the history of space exploration, and von Braun's team was at the heart of it. They put the first American satellite into orbit. This achievement was a critical step in the space race, demonstrating America's growing capabilities in space technology and exploration. They sent the first astronauts to the moon. The Apollo missions were a testament to their ingenuity and determination. The successful moon landing was a moment of immense pride and a defining achievement in human history. The Apollo program was in many ways the culmination of their efforts. It showcased the pinnacle of human engineering and the relentless pursuit of knowledge and exploration. Von Braun became a public figure. His charisma and ability to communicate complex scientific ideas to the public made him a beloved figure. He was not just a scientist. He was a symbol of American ingenuity and the spirit of exploration, a symbol of American technological triumph. His contributions were celebrated and he was seen as a hero who helped America achieve its space ambitions. His dark past was largely forgotten or conveniently ignored for a time. The focus was on his achievements in America, overshadowing his earlier affiliations and actions during World War II. But Operation Paperclip was not just about rockets. It was a comprehensive program that brought over 1,600 German scientists, engineers and technicians to the United States. These individuals were experts in various fields, and their knowledge was invaluable. Its impact was far broader. The contributions of these scientists extended beyond rocketry and space exploration. They played crucial roles in advancing medical research, aeronautics, and other scientific disciplines. German scientists made crucial contributions in many other fields. Their expertise helped accelerate American advancements in technology and science, leading to significant breakthroughs in various areas. Hubertus Strughold, for example, became a leading figure in aerospace medicine. His work laid the foundation for understanding the physiological challenges of space travel. His research was vital for understanding the effects of high-altitude flight and space travel on the human body. This knowledge was crucial for the safety and success of manned space missions. However, his wartime record later came under scrutiny, with allegations linking him to horrific experiments on prisoners at the Dachau concentration camp. These allegations cast a shadow over his contributions and raised ethical questions about the use of knowledge gained through inhumane practices. The moral reckoning of confronting a compromised past. For decades, the full story of Operation Paperclip remained largely hidden. The program, initiated in the aftermath of World War II, aimed to harness the expertise of German scientists for American technological and military advancements. However, the ethical implications of this initiative were shrouded in secrecy. The scientists integrated into American society. Their contributions were celebrated. They were hailed as pioneers in their fields, contributing to significant advancements in rocketry, medicine, and other critical areas. Yet beneath the accolades lay a darker history. Their pasts were generally not discussed. The American public was largely unaware of the extent of these scientists' involvement in the Nazi regime. The moral complexities of their past actions were conveniently overlooked in favor of their present contributions. But secrets have a way of surfacing. Over time, the veil of secrecy began to lift. The hidden documents and classified files started to emerge, revealing a more complicated narrative. Investigative journalists, historians, and eventually government investigators began to peel back the layers of secrecy. They meticulously examined the records, uncovering the hidden truths about the scientists' pasts. The sanitized files were re-examined. The once redacted information was brought to light, painting a fuller picture of the scientists' wartime activities. The uncomfortable truths started to emerge. The public began to learn about the extent of the scientists' involvement in the Nazi war machine, including their participation in war crimes and human rights abuses. The extent of some scientists' Nazi involvement was more profound than previously admitted. Many had been key figures in the Nazi regime, directly contributing to its war efforts and atrocities. The Justice Department's Office of Special Investigations, established in 1979 to identify and prosecute Nazi war criminals, began to look into some paperclip cases. Their mission was to ensure that those who had committed atrocities were held accountable, regardless of their contributions to American advancements. One notable case was that of Arthur Rudolph. Rudolph was a prominent figure in the American space program, but his past was far from clean. A key figure in the Saturn V rocket program, Rudolph had managed the Mittelwerk factory where V-2S were built using slave labor. The conditions in the factory were horrific, with thousands of forced laborers suffering and dying under inhumane conditions. Faced with an OSI investigation, Rudolph renounced his US citizenship and returned to Germany in 1984 rather than face charges. His case highlighted the moral complexities and the difficult choices faced by those who sought to reconcile the past with the present. A legacy was forged in fire and shadows. The legacy of Operation Paperclip is complex. It is a story of incredible scientific achievement. It is also a story of moral compromise. There is no denying the immense contributions these German scientists made to America. They helped win the space race. They advanced missile technology. They contributed to breakthroughs in medicine, aviation, and countless other fields. America's post-war technological dominance was, in significant part, built upon the knowledge and skills imported through this clandestine program. A golden age of innovation, some might say, but this golden age has a tarnished edge. The program knowingly brought individuals with deeply troubling pasts to American shores, men who had served a genocidal regime, men who had participated directly or indirectly in war crimes. Like and subscribe for topics on Chinatown, aliens, psychology of evil, and more.